co-founder of Argent. So today we'll show you how Argent enables frictionless access to dApps. And straight away, we want to start with a live demo. So what we did, we built a small dApps. It's live on EthCC.Paris. It's on mainnet, very simple dApp. And this is my Argent wallet. So you can see as I use it, it's live. It's all live demo, all on mainnet. What I'll do is basically I'll click connect with Argent. Sorry for all my notification. I will connect the app. So as you can see, this is all live. Scan the QR code. I authorize. And here we are. I'm live. I'm connected. I check in, and now a transaction will be mined. So as simple as that. I don't use my phone. I'm using it straight on Google Chrome. So let's go back to our presentation. Where I need to switch, sorry, that's a bit of logistic here. So, what will we do today? Yeah, now you have the slides, perfect. So, three things we'll cover. First, we'll show you how the Argent wallet tackles the first challenge in onboarding to dApps, which is first onboarding to the Ethereum blockchain. Then we'll talk about Argent Connect specifically and how it enables this frictionless access to dApps. And then we'll guide you through how to integrate Argent Connect in literally 10 lines of code. So let's talk about the Argent wallet. Why did we start Argent? We basically felt that to achieve the Web3 vision, there were massive UX challenges to solve. So I think we all are well aware of them. It's too easy to lose assets. It's way too scary to transact. And wallet can't connect well enough to dApps. So what we did is really build our wish list. What would be the perfect wallet? And really the question we ask ourselves is, can we build a non-custodian wallet and give the UX of N26, Revolut, Monzo, or whatever you might be used to? So key feature for us, the same way that when you lose your physical wallet, you call your bank, you freeze your card, we said, okay, we need to be able to freeze our account if there is a problem. We, of course, need recovery. Let's say I lose my wallet. And that should be done without seed phrase. We feel it's an anachronism to still have a piece of paper as a backup, and that can't be the future of payment. Then we want to be able to block fraudulent transactions, the same way with your bank. If suspicious transactions happen, it will be blocked. And you should be able to set a daily limit, and then having the usual biometric encryption on your phone. From a simplicity perspective, we wanted the concept of trusted contact. Get rid or abstract gas. So it's still too complex to think about transaction fees, and then get rid of cryptic addresses. So to achieve that, we realized it could be done by using a smart contract wallet. So with Argent, you don't need a seed anymore. So we have seedless recovery with what we call guardians. Guardians can be other users, can be hardware wallets. It's basically an Ethereum address. We have full gas abstraction, so that allows Argent to subsidize gas if we want. Could be a dApp subsidizing gas, or can be the user paying for it. And we prevent theft with the concept of trusted contacts. So we'll try again a live demo. Hopefully you won't mind. Give me that. So I'll try to show you straight on my screen the Argent wallet in a nutshell, and then we can jump into dApps. Yeah, you all see that. So basically, think about the Argent wallet. It's a mobile-based wallet. It looks like a wallet. I have the usual thing. So I have my Ethereum address. One specificity is I have a ENS. So every Argent users get a free ENS at .argent.xyz. I can, for example, we have a DEX, we have Kyber network integrated. So if I want to buy a DAI, let's say I will buy $10. Done. I buy my DAI. That's it. The transaction is being mined. My exchange is done. It took me 3 seconds. But then the more interesting stuff. So we talked about Guardian, for example. So here I have a set of Guardian that protect me. How easy it is to add Guardian. So for example, I have Matthew in the room from Argent. I don't have you in my contact. So Miguel, I want to add Miguel as a Guardian. Add, invite Miguel. Done, a transaction will be mine. In the smart contract, Miguel will be added as a Guardian and will start secure my wallet. So where it gets more interesting. Let's, can anyone bring me an Ethereum address? Okay. Anyone has an Ethereum wallet on their phone? I will send them all of my ETH. So on mainnet, literally. So anyone could come with a QR code? Sorry? Do I need to spell that properly? Or that's why. I think we got one. Sorry, I want it. So I want to send all my ETH to a QR code. So look, I'm scanning that. I don't know that person. Yeah, I will send to this address. So assume you got access to my phone. Maybe I was drunk, maybe I was asleep, and you managed to get my Face ID to work. Use Max. I send everything. Ready? It's 23 ETH, not too bad. So what's happening now? At smart contract level, the smart contract sees that it's above my daily limit, that it's not a trusted address, so it will take 24 hours for the payment to go through. So I have 24 hours, now I'll get alerted, I can stop the payment. If I really wanted to make that payment and I didn't get the chance to trust that contact, I'll use my Guardian and send it instantly. So sorry, it's not working. But to show you it can work, Julien just here is trusted. I'll send him 20 ETH. Well, I'll use Max here. Done. Julien now is receiving my money. I didn't do the max for some reason. There's 0.4 left. Oh no, sorry, it sent all the ETH, but that's the value of all my other token. So that's the Argent wallet in a nutshell. And now we'll tell you more about how, that's the starting point. How does it work? What can it do for you, dApp developers?
Okay, thank you. So as Itamar mentioned, the Argent wallet is a smart contract-based wallet. So what that means is that your funds, your identity is on a smart contract in the blockchain, and then if you have the Argent app on your phone, this phone will basically act as a remote control. Why it works is because we store a private key on your phone. That's really the remote control to your wallet. So, but we wanted this private key to be headless because, of course, you can lose your phone, things can happen. So that's why we've enabled meta transactions. So in practice, when you want to do an action on your wallet, say transfer token, what will happen is that the private key on your phone will sign an intent. That intent will be relayed to the blockchain, and then the wallet will basically execute the action if the signer is a key that is known, that has the correct right to do that action, and if the wallet is in the correct state. For example, if your wallet has been locked and you try to transfer funds, then the smart contract will say, no, the context is not right, and the action will not happen. So we have, of course, smart contract. That's the base wallet. So how does a smart contract work? Basically, the core of our wallet is a very simple base wallet contract. And when I mean simple, it's less than 100 lines of code. So that's very easy to audit, which was the point. And basically, all that base wallet does is that it lists a set of authorized modules that can call its invoke function. And so that's very, very basic. Then we have the set of authorized modules. And these modules, they basically handle the business logic of the wallet. So for example, the lock is managed by the lock manager module, or the recovery is managed by the recovery manager module, and so on. So for the moment, we have 8 modules enabled, but the interest of this modular approach is that it's very easy to upgrade the wallet, because you can add modules, you can remove modules, you can upgrade them. Say we decide to change the logic of the lock manager, all we need to do is basically create a new module, and for the wallet, we disable the old one and enable the new one. Of course, this action can only be done by the owner key, which has the correct rights. As I mentioned, all these modules, they can accept regular blockchain transactions, but they can also accept meta transactions, which enable the abstraction of gas. And finally, most interestingly, these modules are shared between the wallets. So that means that in terms of gas cost, this architecture is quite efficient, because each user has a contract which is less than 100 lines of code, and then they all share the same 8 modules. So, as we've said, as I've said just before, we have the wallet, and then we have a key on the phone. And that key is the owner key, so it has full access to the management of the wallet. That's really the main key, that's the one that controls the wallet. But because it's a smart contract, we can also define other types of keys. And as Itamar showed, we have the concept of guardians. Well, guardian is just a key which has a different types of rights on the wallet. And when it becomes interesting for dApps is because we have defined a third type of keys on the wallet, which we call dApp keys. And these dApp keys, they will enable the wallet to interact with dApps, provided the transaction satisfies some basic custom policies. So that brings us to Argent Connect.
So now that we have a great wallet, or we hope so, we thought, what's the perfect dApp experience? Our dream dApp experience was, of course, starting with user being in control of their assets, their identity, their data through their wallet. So I have a wallet that I use for my crypto life. I want to use that same wallet now to interact with dApps. But also, it should work on web, on mobile, in native apps or browser. That was important for us. We never implemented a web view in Argent. We felt that cannot be the experience. People need to be able to use any browser, but also native apps, and especially on mobile. I mean, the activity users are on mobile now, not on desktop anymore. We wanted to remove the need to constantly switch between dApps and wallets. So if you interact with a DEX, no problem. You scan a QR code, you sign a transaction, you send money there, your trade is made. You might not make another one for a few hours or days. If you play a game, you want to be able to sign a lot of transactions within a few minutes, maybe, and you shouldn't have to pull out your wallet, your phone, or connect a wallet all the time. Abstraction, I mentioned of gas, so can you interact with the dApps without any ETH or maybe without any token at all, especially for onboarding. And protection from scammy dApps. Not that we have in mind specifically scammy dApps, but in general, it will happen, there will be, and also we created a very secure wallet with a system of daily limit, etc. So we needed to find a way to make sure we don't open basically security holes by enabling dApps. So in short, we wanted just users to keep using the web as they know it, wherever they are used to. So I think you'll get crazy if I switch computer again, so I will just put the video of what I just did at the beginning. Assuming the video works on this laptop, I don't even think they work. That's fine. Let's not do it again. You can literally go on EthCC.Paris right now, and you will see my check-in that I did 5 minutes ago. It's there. I could now do another check-in. I could do 5 check-in without pulling my phone from my pocket at any time.
Okay, so let me now walk you through this Argent Connect flow. So when you browse to the dApp and you click on the Argent Connect button, what you see is a QR code. And we ask you to scan that QR code with your client. By doing so, basically, what we do is establish a secure communication channel between the dApp and the phone. Next, the dApp will send a connection request to the client on that secure channel. This connection request will contain information about the dApp, its name, its logo, for example, so that it can be nicely displayed on the client. But most importantly, it will expose the contracts and the method that the dApps wants to interact with. This is what we call the authorization. And this is very important because it really tells the user, this is my name, this is my logo, and this is the contracts and the method that I would like your wallet to interact with. Based on that, the client will create a dApp key, and will authorize that dApp key with the wallet. And it will authorize that dApp key only for the contracts and the method that have been provided by the dApps. So this dApp key can instruct the wallet to do an operation, but only on specific contract and specific method. So that dApp key cannot, for example, be used to tell the contract, interact with an ERC20 token contract and sell all your token or transfer all your token. It's really only authorized for certain contracts and method that have been approved by the user. Once that authorization is complete on the wallet, the client will return a connection accepted back to the dApp, which will contain the address of the wallet, so it can be nicely displayed on the website. It will contain the address of the dApp key, and optionally, the private key associated to that dApp key. And this is very important to us, because we believe that the control should be in the user's hands. So in practice, on your mobile, you will really see a toggle which tells you, do you want to keep that dApp key on your phone? And in that case, you will have to confirm every single transaction, or do you accept that dApp key to be transferred to the dApp? And that really enables two modes of operation to interact with dApps. So in the first scenario, the user has accepted the dApp key to be transferred to the dApp. That means that the dApp can independently sign a meta transaction and interact with the wallet. So for example, when we clicked on the check-in button, well, the phone was not required. The phone could have been in the pocket, and you can actually click on many buttons, have your entire experience. There's no more need to confirm the transaction on your phone. And this is an experience that people know as universal login. If the dApp is a bit more sensitive, for example, you interact with the DEX, you may not be happy for the DEX dApp to have your key. So you may want to actually approve every single transaction because it is a dApp that may transfer more value, for example. So in that case, you can choose to not send back the dApp key to the dApp. And in that case, every time there is an action to be done by the dApp, you will receive a notification on your phone saying the dApp would like you to approve that transaction. You can say yes or no. If you say yes, you send back the signature, and the dApp will relay that transaction to the blockchain. So a few words about our security model. I think this is something that is really key to a wallet and actually key to a dApp experience. So as I've mentioned, I insist on that, the dApp key you create and you may send back to a dApp is only authorized to interact with certain method of certain contracts. So that's very important because actually on the blockchain, it's very difficult to say what has value. Ether has value, but an ERC20 is just a contract. There may be NFT tokens, for example. What's the value of an NFT token? So it's very difficult to have a filter and to know when an operation transfers value on the blockchain. So it really should be the users who decides, is this an operation that I approve or not? Of course, we have a daily limit on the wallet, and we also have a dApp daily limit. So should something wrong happen, your dApps can only spend up to a certain amount of ERC20 and Ether that you have defined for a period of 24 hours. And because we have this concept of daily limit in place, actually the very fact of authorizing a dApp key could be problematic. Indeed, the small demo that Itamar did is a bit drunk, he leaves his phone open, someone takes the phone. He cannot transfer all the token, as Itamar showed, but actually if that person has access to a malicious dApp, he could quickly authorize a malicious dApp, and then that dApp would be authorized to transfer all the token. So when you add a dApp key, there should be some control on that. So for us, if it's a dApp that we know, that Arjun, we know, we have curated, we have audited the smart contract, we will put this contract and method in what we call a dApp registry. And so when you try to authorize that dApp, it will be immediate. For the dApps that we don't know, this will take 24 hours. So again, if someone took your phone and tried to authorize a malicious dApp, you still have 24 hours to actually detect that, block the action, and make sure that nothing wrong happens. So for the moment, we have this dApp registry, which is owned by Arjun, but of course, we would love that to be a community effort, because we shouldn't be the one to decide what's a trusted dApp and what's not. And finally, this is what we showed with this toggle. Users can decide on the critical action that should only be approved on the phone. So for us, I think this is core to a model, is that the choice should be in the user's hand. Of course, we have to inform them, but users should have the choice to define which level of confidence they have in a given dApp interaction. Yeah. So hopefully you are now all impressed by what we showed you, and you're all wondering, how can I do that for my dApp? Well, actually, it's very, very simple. Almost 10 lines of code, depending on how big your configuration is. So you can just import the Arjun Connect SDK. It's on NPM, so very simple to install. You define your configuration, so that's really the information the dApp will send to the client. So name, logo, and then the contracts and method that the dApp wants to interact with. Finally, in your DOM, you include the Arjun button, which receive as a parameter, as a property, this configuration, and then a single callback method that will basically be called when the Connect experience is complete, and this method will receive a Web3 provider that then you can use in your code to create your dApp experience. So almost 10 lines of code.
So One more demo we wanted to show you, because we mentioned cross-platform, apps, mobile, etc. So this one is not live on mainnet. We are still tweaking a few stuff. But basically, this whole flow can fully work. I think for some reason our videos don't work on his laptop. So what I will do, I'll switch one more time, because I really want to show you that. Here we are. So basically the same flow. You're on mobile, you click Argent Connect, insert a QR code, we use deep links. You authorize, that's literally the Facebook login experience from a user perspective. And now you are checking in on mobile. That can be done on native apps on mobile, but could be done on native desktop apps, could be done in a smart TV, basically. It's really, really ubiquitous anywhere, and it will work. So it's fine, let's leave it there for the last slide. So what's next for us? Still a lot of work on the wallet. The better the wallet, the better the onboarding experience to dApps. So we're adding fiat to crypto. So already right now our goal is 10 seconds to onboard into Argent. With fiat to crypto, it will get it to even faster if you don't have any crypto. Android launch in April. So right now we are live on mainnet, it's iOS. Android will start whitelisting people in April. We are doing work on wallet privacy, working on onboarding the first 100 dApps. Specific focus right now on some topics around DeFi dApps. We are looking at CDPs, DAI, Uniswap, etc. Wallet Connect and universal login interoperability, because as you saw, one experience is close to universal login, one is more the Wallet Connect type of experience, so we're talking to Alex and Pedro on these topics. So if you want to integrate Argent, right now we still work hand in hand with every dApp developer to make sure we build the perfect experience. So you email us at dapps@argent.xyz and we'll really work closely with you to integrate it, or you find us on Twitter. If you want to try it, you can download Argent. So as I mentioned, Android in April, iOS, there is a wait list. We are, for EthCC, we'll whitelist anyone who joins during EthCC, so you can try it. So you use that link, argent.link/EthCC 2019, and within about 24 hours, your wallet will be created. You go on ethcc.paris to try the dApps, do check in, so ethcc.paris. You will figure out in the app, in the identity tab, it's all explained there, and that will be live for a few weeks just around EthCC. I think that's it. We'd love to answer any question you might have.
One of my biggest fears is that when Coinbase launches Coinbase Connect in Q2, they're going to capture all the mind share around this flow. We've now got Uport, This, got Connect, Wallet Connect, Argent Connect, other Connects. We have like 10 Connects versus Coinbase Connect. I'm worried that they'll become like a Facebook Connect on crypto and we'll lose. So it would be awesome if we could all work together on like unify around one open source, like private, end-to-end encrypted brand, and Coinbase Connect can just do one. That's how I feel, and I'd love it if we could make that happen as a community, because that's what we did working so hard on.
So the only thing we can say is we fully agree. So for us, we need to see universal login and Wallet Connect getting closer. So we talk a lot to Pedro. So that's the end goal. It's really connect, and then based on your provider.
I just think it's like a branding issue. It's like we want to just load one thing into connect billion people's heads, and if we have like 10 different connects, it's going to be kind of mixed. It's more that's just my feeling. I don't understand technology.
No, fully agree. So for us, you need to connect, and based on your ENS or based on your wallet, you will be able to create that connection. And I think, Pedro, we're aligned on that. Yeah. Other questions? I saw one there, yeah.
Hello. This was a great presentation for consumers, but for someone who is building a dApp, what are some of the lessons outside of the context of the product Argent that people who are creating dApps can take away from? Like, what kind of lessons, what kind of strategies that you have that you can learn from outside of product?
It's a good question. I think I mean, in general, when we build, I mean, in our background, we've built many products before the blockchain era, and I think my learning is just I would treat dApps as apps. I mean, I would remove the D for a minute when you build it. So, if it's a game, it needs to be an awesome game. I would think about the end user experience, the end problem you solve, and then, yep.
But define awesome in terms of using a dApp that is missing that one can learn from. Like, what is the problem? You said frictionless. What is the friction? How is the frictionless solved in this context?
So, okay, what we call frictionless, we remove the need for, from a user perspective, there's no more really wall between the app and the wallet. You basically use a dApp like you would use an app. You click on button on a website, you click on button. So that's where, to be honest, we stop. So making sure user can use the app and they don't need to know if it's Web3 and a dApp or if it's just a normal website. Then, of course, dApp developers have to come with brilliant idea, build awesome user experience, but we remove the need for them to think about this whole part around the blockchain, the crypto. So I want to see more developers building more apps and not having to worry about the decentralization part of it from a user experience perspective. Could we take the last one? Yeah. Yeah, it's happening very soon. We're just working on the security aspect of it, but yeah. Very last one and we're done. And, well, we unpack. Look, I'm unpacking while we do the question. Yeah. Yeah. Over there.
The only thing that is not frictionless, first of all, was very interesting and well done for the investing right. But I think that the only thing that isn't frictionless is the fact that the end user needs to have Ether, right? It's not an Etherless end user, or am I missing something?
So for that experience, for example, that you saw, the end user does not need Ether. You can download Argent, have no Ether on your wallet, go on EthCC.Paris, you will be able to check in. So,
if the user wants to access and play a game with dApp, right, and he wants to sign these transactions, is the dApp the one that is actually paying for him, or is it like a collect call, or is it the end user?
so today, we pay for the transactions. Long term, Argent pays for every transaction right now. We'll build a fair use policy. We are not planning to pay on behalf of dApps, but our technology will allow dApps to decide. So Argent can pay, a dApp can pay for the gas, or the user. The contracts allows everything.
If I make it bold, Tabuki has a gas stations network in which it enables Etherless users to just, for the dApps to have collect calls. And we're going to talk about this too, so sorry for plugging it, but I think we can maybe collaborate.
Yeah, thank you. Well, we are around if you have other questions, because I think now we are, yeah.